teacher.
Oh, what school? Did he go to, is it a private school teacher? Because I only went to private schools all my life, you know.
It's not
Apologize
showing.
to you
though.
It's not
It's
showing.
not showing.
Because of whiskey.
You and what's it called? Bellashimard. Bellashimard's, I just, please tell me you saw his background, his video.
Oh.
Oh,
Yes,
my
I
gosh.
saw it. I saw it.
Wait, what part?
When he said something like,
I didn't came to.
I didn't came to see
I didn't came to win. Like I just came to.
his background.
You know what?
was back then
We
with
don't
the
really need to
game.
watch a lot of people's English because they're celebrities. We still need to remember that some of them are from the gutter.
He also said it too that 4 years in Lasso is not a big thing. In that his song. So
Yeah.
that's why I thought you went to as well because.
Lasso. You thought I went to
Yeah,
Lasso?
because you're doing your thing today.
Okay, at least I went to school. I didn't think you went to.
Oh, good.
I just thought you were privileged to travel, you know.
That's it already in itself an education. Thank you
Education?
very much. Yes, it
No,
is.
it's just an accent. Okay, all right. So coming back, reality star Ifu Enada has said she has only one relationship left in her. Thus, her next boyfriend will have to sign an agreement that he will pay her 100 million naira if he ever breaks her heart. Ladies, are we in this together? Wakanda forever.
And then what if he breaks? What if she breaks his heart? Does she give him 100 million?
I hope it's even like that.
That's an impossible
And what
thing
do we
anyways.
define as breaking one's heart, though?
And this,
When do you feel a man has broken your heart?
When it
What will
goes-
a man have to do?
When it goes, it does otherwise
from what he's promised.
Yeah, like
So if a man
not once,
honestly,
not twice, not twice.
if a man honestly can't deal with a relationship and decides to take a back seat, has he broken
Why?
your heart?
It depends on why.
Yeah,
What
this
if
is
If he
why
wants,
it's
if
very
he wants to
important.
take a relationship because he's seen one ekaite, you've broken my heart.
Because
fam.
you know sometimes men can
What
be
if
very
what if he's not
funny.
seeing anybody and he's just tired?
There must
That is
be a
a-
reason.
That is a lie most times. Like
It's a
they'll
pit-
just
from the
tell you
pits
that
of
they're
hell.
tired.
From the pits of hell, it can't just be. What's making you tired?
That one
What's
is
weighing
deep,
you down?
He's
There
probably
must be
seen
a
another
reason.
thing.
Most likely. But if it's that I've genuinely
Have
like
you ever had your heart broken?
yes,
What did he do? All right, I think that's a better question. What did he do?
it's too long.
Share, no,
It's
just
too
share
long.
the
If
summary.
you're the sharer on this table,
What did he
do all the
do?
sharing for us. Me, I'm okay.
I've never had my heart broken. Yes, I have.
Ha.
Okay, like yes, I have.
I was,
Yeah, I have.
maybe you can lie for your
No. I've had my heart broken, but I've never been left. How about that?
Yeah, same.
You've never been left.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
I
you
always
left the
done
person
breakup.
and then
Yes,
you still
because
felt-
yes, you broke my heart, but I'll be the one to leave you.
Yeah, same.
Okay.
Have you been left?
No.
I don't see why they find people suffered.
It's okay to be left. It's not a
Imagine.
big deal. It's not a competition of who left who.
No, I'm trying to like
And there's some relationships that-
understand the fact that you say this person broke your heart but you left. The person
it's-
already broke your heart, so I mean the person has said to
They
you
break
that
your
No, but
heart,
sometimes
but they
they,
make
want to
sometimes
keep,
they
they want to
want
stay in the
to, yeah.
relationship. Like they cheat.
after breaking your heart, they still want to stay.
Yeah. And then you're the one that now says, "Oh, more I can't."
So
do
that's
it
the kind
anymore."
of walking away you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so when did you have your heart broken?
And but that one,
What
you
was the
didn't break
story?
that
can't
person's heart.
remember.
Now. The person broke your heart.
What?
We're talking about when your heart was broken.
I've never had my heart. My heart has been broken, yes.
But it's still there.
My heart has been broken, but I've never. It's not been broken to the point where I have. Okay, I don't have any bad blood with any of my exes. How about that?
That's fine.
Okay.
Why you jiggy with all your exes?
Yes, very jiggy. Sometimes too jiggy.
And let me let me ask now: is it mutual? Because if you're jiggy with people who freaking hate you, that's a gift that you have. You can see like
Yeah.
straight face. They're like, I can't stand your gut. And
And
it's like,
still- yeah.
So is your jiggy with your exes? Are they mutual, or they're just tolerating it?
I really don't care as long as I'm jiggy.
Hi,
I don't care about
Key.
your jigginess.
Hi,
I
Key.
don't care.
Anyway, what I want to say about this story is that people need to stop saying they only have one kinikon in their hearts for one relationship because that's a lie. You don't have one more. You will break your heart 20 times and
And
you
you
still go and
still
find
go-
love 20
Exactly.
times. It's not forming, one. But two, I understand that it can be exhausting. And I get what she's just trying to say is that she wants to be a lot more cautious. I don't want to make it literal that she's actually implying that 100 million naira must be given to her account. But it would be nice. It would be nice to have some kind of contract
For relief, for
stated
boyfriend
out
and
for
girlfriend.
boyfriend and girlfend thing.
What
We
type
also
of
need to be
nonsense is
protected.
that?
Absolutely.
I
If
feel
you
like-
only
I feel
marry
like
people
That's
that
reaching.
About what she tweeted.
When it's not
I feel
Dangote
like
you are
she's still playing. Because if she's serious, she won't tweet that. If she's serious, if she wants to get serious, she won't tweet that. You don't have to like tweet that.
But
And we
baby's
know it's not going to happen.
I don't
Like, it
think
would
baby's
never
serious
happen.
in general. I've never really
Do we
heard
really
her
take
say-
it for another seriously?
That's what I was gonna say. I've never
Yeah,
really
she's
heard
always.
her
That's what I
say
said. She's
anything
always.
in
She
depth,
tweets
like
very
Like one
funny
minute you
things.
see her crying how she hasn't made money from her business. The next
then she's
minute
crying.
you see. Do you think she's bipolar?
No.
Do you think she has dual personality?
No, now just
Do you think
don't you
she's-
have different emotions? If the only difference is that she's putting it on social media and she's putting it on social media really silly. That's
Yeah.
You
it.
know what? Really silly. Okay,
Really
that's
silly.
the
That's the
word.
only
That's the
difference.
word. And then besides, I don't know. I saw her back and forth when she released a new picture that she was
Oh
naked.
my
Did you
gosh.
see her back
Yeah, I
and
saw
forth
that
with the
one.
fans? And I was wondering, come on.
That picture
You're
is
wondering
also,
what?
You see, even that picture is very
Why
silly.
she was doing that?
She had a picture of like her nude, and then her butt cheeks had like sand that was printed, printed perfectly. Not the one that you just sit on the sun and then you take a picture. Like I feel like they just grabbed one circle thing, put sand and
No,
just.
they called an artist to come and mold
Nah, it was a slap. They just went like this, and then removed the sand back, and then it was like a perfect circle
How
on
did
the
they
sand.
do the hand?
Okay, fair. It's okay. No, it's okay.
They do it.
It's okay.
Whichever,
It's
whatever
alright.
it is she
It's
posts
alright.
out there, it's what she wants to post. So
Anyway,
people should let her
I'm
be.
not even trying to bash her. What I'm saying, I'm just trying to explain the picture to you.
Okay.
That's all.
We're just
for
telling you how-
graphic reasons.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Okay.
And then in the comment sections, people started dragging her. Obviously, Nigerians and news are not
Yeah.
really.
And she went really hard on people. Will you even call that hard? Like, I felt it would be better if you ignore some things.
Some people feel better replying.
Yeah,
it's
and
okay.
sometimes you're in the
It's okay.
mood
Makes you
to
feel better,
really
yeah.
It's
reply.
okay.
Like, okay, today I'm ready for people's foolishness, and if she wants to do that, she can do that.
All right, so would you sign an agreement with your... Okay, there's no next for you guys, sadly. This goes on. They are
What do
taking-
you mean?
You married, she's married.
What even if
I'm not
not
married.
though? And what if I want a contract now?
You engaged, you engaged.
So I cannot have a contract. I
Mm.
cannot say, okay, now that.
I'll spoil you people's market. You people think you're single girls. So
Oh, you think you're single?
I am not
Huh?
You think you're single?
About to.
about to be single.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, tell us if you
Aw.
cannot drop that kind of tea and not tell us.
I'm about to be single, actually. So
Why,
I'm
you're
about
breaking
to
up
get back
with her?
into the market.
Why?
ladies. Huh?
Why?
I don't know.
I can already imagine she wants to get married and you're so unserious.
That's one of the excuses.
It's fake.
It's not true.
I think she's in my relationship, actually.
I just know it. Fellow, go and marry.
I'm not ready for
The
marriage.
single world is done with you. You look like a daddy. Do you know?
I know I don't.
You do.
No, I
you don't look. You don't look like somebody that has like flair in the game anymore. Like people are gonna be asking you now very soon. Are you married? Are you sure you're not married?
I still do, you know.
No,
I
no,
still
no.
got it in me.
Maybe they're not asking you. They're asking your friend like, are you sure that guy's not married? Because his pot
But
belly.
guess what? My friends are all getting married.
Well,
I don't have pot belly. See, I've been working
I'm
out.
teasing you.
You've
Charlie,
been working
I've
what?
been working my behind off.
You've
Like,
been
I'm
eating.
getting ripped.
drinking
I'm
Coke.
eating. I'm eating a lot actually, but I see that it's actually good for staying fit as well. You get
Eating a lot. On what?
oh what? Do you really
Inside
want-
joke, inside joke,
do you really
inside
want
joke.
us to
Let's
bring
end
that?
it.
Do you really want us to expose ourselves?
No, we don't.
All right, so let's move on before we start, spreading our dirty, boxers and pants on the line. Nollywood actor Kelvin Ikeduba has stirred up a whole lot of reactions by a controversial post he recently made. According to Kelvin, while speaking on the issue of marriage, said that if marriage certificates, just like the driver's license, was meant to expire and subsequently require renewal, most men would not renew it. True or false?
Most women too.
It's true.
For women too? I think
Yeah,
women
absolutely.
die.
A
I
lot.
think women would rather die than leave a marriage.
What?
Yeah. Especially when it's something they can control. It's not like it's beating them. It's not like it's cheating. But men, we get tired over the little things. Now, that's a lot for men. Now, we can get tired over... If you keep making this hair every time and we're married, I can get tired and just say, because of this hair you're always making. Well, haven't you seen this?
God never allow me to be someone
I think you
that
should
doesn't
speak
know
for
I'm
what
yourself.
saying
does
men
it.
are some... I'm not saying that's how I am. I'm saying men can be like that.
So,
Okay.
and you cannot solve the issue with 500. No, that's even too much.
If you don't like
70K for a week.
Well, what if you're not willing to wear it?
Okay.
What if I
makes
keep
sense.
getting you weeks, spending my money, spending my salary, just to make a difference and make you
Let
realize
me
that
even
that's what I
correct
want?
something. I think women stay in relationships because of the pressure of marriage. In this hypothetical instance now, that means that the pressure of marriage can be removed at a point, and then you can decide whether or not you want to renew that pressure. A lot
Yeah.
of women wouldn't.
Yeah, that's
wouldn't.
true. That's
They
true.
wouldn't. If it's okay to not be called divorce and it's not a shame to
At all.
societal
A
shame.
lot. A lot
They're
of
not-
women
totally
They
will
don't
not.
even
agree.
marry to begin with. A lot of women don't even want to marry like that.
That's
they just
true.
want to. They just don't
What's
want
a
to
deal
be.
breaker for you in a marriage? When you get married, what would be the deal breaker?
I
that
think
you'd
it's
be like?
complacency that cannot be renewed for me. Complacency meaning you get too comfortable, and men do that a lot. But a lot of the times,
Women get way too comfortable.
Not really.
no, if
Is it okay to
If
fart in front of your man?
yes,
But there's some girls that don't do that, you know.
I heard that some people even use the toilet in front of their men.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is true.
Sure.
Do you know why? Because girls, okay, this is quite disgusting, but thank God there's a last story, so you can look at me with disgust when I'm off the screen. Because they say girls store it in for so long, whenever they use
know
the
which kind of
toilet,
girls you're
it's
aiming
booming.
to.
Exactly, because I've met girls that use the toilet every day, every morning, every...
Okay, that's a lot.
Every day.
That's a lot.
I
Every
said a
single day.
lot. A lot of guys
Did you
use
say
the
every
toilet
day?
every day.
Yeah, what's wrong with
Well,
using the toilet every
thing.
day?
That's the proper thing to do.
Yeah.
So you don't use the toilet.
No.
Remind me not to be in the
And
same
so
room
when you say use the toilet, what exactly
I
are you
can't be in
doing?
the same room with you when you use the
If
toilet.
what
I
exactly are you doing in the toilet when you use it? What is the person doing? Do you know if the person is just taking a pee? Or just wants to clean up?
When you not being in the toilet every day, I don't get that question.
No, you're saying that some people go to the toilet every day.
Yeah.
So I'm asking you, like, go to the
That's a
toilet
good thing.
every day. Every day to do what?
Let it out.
Why are we talking
Unleash
about-
the dragon.
People might be having breakfast. What is this? They've changed the channel already. Like this, no time. What's going on?
Anyway,
We were talking about
Anyway.
what's your reason for a deal breaker?
a deal breaker in a marriage.
I really can't say. For me, I really can't say because I'm not married, so I don't know.
Well,
about
in a
you?
relationship, come on.
How about
in a
you?
What you
relationship,
said?
I think it's like
Complacent.
Just making you feel. Okay, tell us how you don't want to feel in a relationship. Like maybe if the guy doesn't love you anymore, would you stay?
no,
So you have deal breakers now.
no. I'm trying to look for the actual.
Actual
We're
word.
actually running out of time, so you have to find it real quick
Tell
because
us
we have to
next
wrap
time
up.
she's on the show.
Next time on the show,
For me, the sex gets bad. It's a deal breaker. Thank you for watching.
you can work on
Drop-
that anyways.
Yes, you can if you're look well, shukaye.
If you fart a lot, it's a deal breaker.
If you fart a lot,
Thank you for
Body
watching.
count.
Join the conversation on social media with the hashtag Tea Time or tweet at us at Plus TV Africa. Remember, you can catch up on our previous episodes, including this one, and all our exclusive content by subscribing to our YouTube channel at Plus TV Africa. You can also watch Tea Time on Alto TV and, of course, in London on Ben Television. A big thank you goes out to my colleagues, Ife, Omai, and Emerald, and of course the entire production team. Thank you for watching Plus TV Africa's Tea Time. My name is Ife Oshike, always.
This is it for upcoming artists to blow in Nigeria.
Welcome to Plus Trending. I am Bookie November, your host, saying thank you for joining us on today's episode.
Welcome back. It's Tea Time on Plus TV Africa.
Practice makes perfect. I'm not perfect yet, but I'm a lot better than I used to be.
He's a king. He's entitled to marry 100 if he wants to.
It's another edition of Plus Reports, a compilation of the stories and events that made the news recently. Welcome, I'm Jacinta Obiuku. We begin with this report on the recent hashtag Occupy Lekito Gate protest that happened a week after the ruling by the Judicial Panel of Inquiry that the Lekki Concession Company LCC should take over the plaza. Following the outcome with clusters of police harassment, reactions have continued to trail with the controversial infringement of rights by Nigerian police among experts and some residents. I visited the plaza to see the situation of things.
How the Occupy Lekito Gate protest on Saturday transpired has got many frowning at how the Nigerian police treated the protesters. This also got the guests on our breakfast show talking.
Of course, it was saddening to see even the level of preparation that the police made towards this protest. We saw all sorts of armed men, fully kitted. These are the kind of men you don't see chasing Boko Haram. These are the kind of men you don't see chasing bandits, but they came prepared to cut away, to arrest and torture peaceful protesters. Everything that happened on that Saturday at the toll gate, from the law enforcement angle of things, it was very terribly wrong.
And the panel took a decision, and the people are saying, no, this decision should not be so, because we are yet to see justice melted out over the issues that, happened on this toll gate. So we cannot, let's go back there peacefully and assemble to say, no, we kick against this decision. And the best thing you could do was to deploy force. You can't beat a child and expect that child not to cry.
Here is also some mixed reactions among residents.
We have COVID on the ground, and part of the protocol is that people should not gather. We have other means, other ways that we can talk to the government.
There's still a case going on. Those people lost their lives. They've not done anything. They've not done anything yet, and you want to reopen the toll gate. It's not sensible for a government to do such a thing.
If the government had rectified the problem, or try to give justice to those that have lost their life in the past protests, do you think the people will come back again to protest? The answer is no.
People have right to protest, but we have been protesting against many things. But then nothing changes. For me, I don't think protest is the best solution to Nigerian problem. The best solution lies at the National Assembly.
This is the area view of the plaza after the protest. On the quest if the Lekki Concession Company has resumed yet after the ruling and the protest, we could see some men within the plaza with their tools, which could suggest the company has started repairs.
It's 2 days after the Occupy Lekito Gate protest. The situation of things seems to have returned to the way it was after the NSAS protest, but we could still see some Nigerian police around.
So I'm just going to point out two things some of the residents said. First is, if the government actually did what the youths are asking for, would they come out for the second protest? I mean, speaking of justice that the panel was set up for. And secondly, is there no other means the youths can express themselves to government aside protest? Still on protest, but this time on NSAS protest sponsors whose accounts were frozen aftermath the initial protest. This time, the Federal High Court ordered the CBN to unfreeze their accounts. The new conversation is how soon will the Apex Bank comply fully to the directive? Plus TV Africa correspondent Destiny Momo has more.
In the wake of the post-NSAS protest, the central bank sought an ex parte application to freeze the accounts of some of the leaders of the nationwide protest, which was granted for 90 days. But by Wednesday, 10th of February, the presiding Judge Ahmed Mohamed ordered that the accounts be unfrozen following the agreement by the legal teams of the CBN and the defendants to end the case. Will there be an immediate compliance to the ruling, or will there be an appeal?
CBN in itself is an act of parliament. It's an institution that needs to operate with the principle of must operate with principle of social justice and law. But if it's joining itself in a bandwagon of political and euphoria, when politicians want to take charge of situation, they don't operate on institutionalized level. They operate on self and individualistic selfish interest.
Access Bank, in which 8 of the accounts are domiciled, had issued a public apology after some Nigerians started a social media trend calling on customers to close their accounts with the bank for allegedly colluding with the government to oppress the protesters. The important point is that all court orders are binding. Some analysts argue that they must be complied with by the parties in a case. Could the court's order be precise or not?
It's another case in its entirety, because we've known in the recent time this is a government that chooses which court order to obey, and court orders are now mere figment of imagination of those court rulings or the judges that are bringing up. And to me, I'm partially afraid that beyond the unfreezing itself, are we free? If that is the case, it's not just unfreezing an account that tells us that we are free. It's a locus classical.
The 20 account holders affected by the freezing order had participated in or contributed to the End SARS protests, which were triggered by grievances arising from years of harassment and rights violations by operatives of the defunct Special Anti-Robbery Squad, SARS. The protest led to the disbandment of Police Tactical Squad in October last year. Destiny Momo for Plus TV Africa.
The initial court order of freezing the accounts of the activists was widely condemned as an attack on democracy, and now the hope is that this new ruling will see the light of the day. This next report is on Ibeju-Lekki, where scores of residents in Okeogun community have staged a peaceful protest to the Lagos State House of Assembly, alleging an illegal demolition of their houses. They called on the state government to intervene. Here is the report.
We are sleeping outside for about 5 days now. I want to find our wives.
Marching towards the State House of Assembly, they lamented that the forceful ejection and demolition of their houses had inflicted untold hardship on them, also alleging they were not given any official notice.
I made my finding when I bought this land. And when I was told in the office of Surveyor General is that the land is ratifiable, that the land has not been committed to for any public use. I have the evidence for this. Gave money to some of the officials that came with the promise that they are going to solve this problem. We are rendered homeless. They destroy our property that worth billions of naira. We want Governor Sanwo-Olu to restore our land back to us.
Our property, our buildings is big collapse. Right now, my children cannot go to school. Nowhere to stay. Nowhere to stay. I beg Governor Sanwo-Olu to please, in the name of God that he served, to come to our rescue.
We never served any notice, and at first we heard the word by word of mouth. We visited, we retained a lawyer, Barrister Waifo Hannibal, who went to the Surveyor General's office and were given the assurance that there was nothing going on, which was Friday last week, and as of 2 a.m. on Sunday morning, and they brought the bulldozer and leveled almost 400 houses. These are all completely houses, not something that there's no, it wasn't shanties or anything, occupied by families, and everybody was put on the street.
Few hours after the protest started, Lukman Olumo, member representing Ajeromi Ifelodun, Constituency 1, arrived at the protest scene to address them on behalf of the speaker.
Nobody in Lagos can treat any Lagosian lawfully on his property anyhow. So you can have the best of assurance that this matter will be looked into critically by the House. And in very, very, very soon, you will get very favorable response. So we need you to bring a formal letter to the House. Then we will invite you, invite them. We'll go to the root of the matter and we'll find solution that will be amicable to both parties.
The lawmaker, while assuring them of immediate action to their quest, urged them to remain calm and law-abiding.
Well, while these protesters pursue justice and fairness, there are concerns on the process of approval or no approval, which keen observers require to know what a due process is. Away from protest to food system. Now, did you know that it's not all about eating all manner of foods? It's about eating healthily. In this report, experts have decried the lack of nutrition security on implementing healthy foods for Nigerians. Destiny Momo has more.
The webinar on Nigeria National Food System Dialogue is meant to acquaint journalists with the United Nations Food Systems Summit and to create a common understanding of food systems in the Nigerian context. The experts say nutrition education, dietary quality, environmental pressures, and climate change, among others, are the ripple effects of food system in Nigeria, which have been worsened by the effects of the COVID-19. UNICEF representative in Nigeria, Peter Hawkins, emphasizes on ensuring access to safe and nutritious food for all.
Children being underfed is a national issue. It's all over the country. There's some parts of the country where it's worse than others, but it's not just the children, it's also the mothers, especially pregnant and lactating mothers. It's important that they are well fed.
The summit is aimed at launching a bold new action to deliver progress on all the 17 Sustainable Development Goals.
The issue of epileptic food system comes to the fore as the experts clamor for affordability in order to reduce malnutrition and ensure good dietary quality.
It may be hard to buy that nutritious food, that balanced diet that you really need. And we saw some of the statistics on that. So that's a failing of the food system, and because people are vulnerable because of their poverty. But there can be other things that happen too, and let's bring those in.
As you all know, every individual has a role to play in our effort towards sustainable food systems. We are all stakeholders when it comes to food because of one simple reason. We are all, at least, consumers.
We believe that, or we understand that land conversion, biodiversity loss, contamination of freshwater and coastal ecosystems, freshwater consumption, greenhouse gas emissions, all of this contributes to environmental pressure.
Research has shown that there is available food to feed the world population of 7.8 billion people. However, more than 820 million people are still hungry. In all, experts agree that food should be produced responsibly and sustainably for equitable access to livelihood. Destiny Momo for Plus TV Africa.
Cultivating good eating habit is the ideal thing and cannot be overemphasized. You're watching Plus Reports. There is more
jobs that exist today will not exist in the next 10 years. 10 years.
When I do not understand, it was stigmatized because it's just cultural. And I think it's just human nature.
They stop paying us salary. I don't like remembering it.
I am angry at Nigeria. I'm angry at this government which seems to be letting us down. I'm angry at us as a people.
In the process of struggling to free myself from his hand, he tore my pants and he raped me.
Yes, I commit offense truly.
Young girl, do you know where you are going? I say, I'm going to America. I say, now so that they talk, you are going to Libya, which America?
As it then do mark our place, some people they die now.
This is Plus TV Africa. Big stories live here.
Thanks for staying with us. Former Governor of Lagos State, late Lateef Jakonde's giant strides in housing development and free education are yet to be rivaled after 38 years when he left power. The first executive governor of Lagos State may be gone, but his legacy still remains in the hearts of many. Plus TV's Osarogi Ogonwa visited his Ilupeju home in Lagos, where family members and visitors are still recounting his impact on them while he was alive.
Eulogies have continued to pour in days after the passing and laying to rest of former governor of Lagos State, Lateef Kayode Jakonde, as dignitaries trooped in endlessly to his Ilupeju residence to mourn with the family and also sign the condolence register. People from all walks of life described him as a father figure to all and a huge loss to society.
First of all, thank God for the life Baba Jakonde lived. I know Baba to be a very wonderful person, somebody that loved everybody around him.
Baba is a father to all Lagosians and Nigerians in general. He's going to be missed a lot, not now, but years to come. Individually, we will miss Baba because Baba has touched lives.
Baba is a good man, our father, and he's all Nigeria's father. Because, you know, Baba has been there.
This wasn't expected. We didn't see it coming, even at 91. We didn't expect that this is going to happen now.
Everyone who stopped by made sure to write a few words for a man they described as one of the best governors Lagos has ever had.
His legacies are just too numerous. Is it the hospital we are going to talk about? Is it the last one that was established by him? Is it all the general hospital? In fact, I don't know, it's uncountable. That was a governor. Baba has touched life not only in Lagos, generally, all over. But if we reduce it to Lagos, where he ruled for only 4 years. Somebody has ruled for 8 years and above, but Baba ruled for only 4 years and he has been missed.
His name, they say, will forever live on, as his legacy will continue to live in the hearts of all. Osaogie Ogbonwa, Plus TV Africa.
What a legacy. It's okay to say that good deeds outlive good men, even after they are long gone. The hope is that there will be more Jakondes among the political class. On Business Report now, Lagos is said to be the main economic, financial and industrial hub in Nigeria, with over 2,000 manufacturing industries and over 2,000 financial institutions. An economic summit, Ehimbeti 2021, industry key players deliberated on pragmatic ways to optimize the inherent opportunities in Africa's fifth largest economy. Take a listen.
The summit, themed for a greater Lagos, setting the tone for the next decade, is designed to educate, inspire, drive policies, stir up conversations, encourage innovations, stimulate partnerships, and attract investments.
I enjoin all speakers and participants to go all out in the course of the next few days to think and contribute along these lines and to come up with a practical master plan for achieving this Lagos of our dreams.
A successful Africa and a successful Lagos state is one that creates jobs for its citizens. And this means 2 or 3 things. I think we have to concentrate our minds on the continent about, and in our country, Nigeria, and in Lagos state, about how we create modern, decent jobs for our young people.
I see a greater Lagos. A Lagos where dreams are made. A Lagos where visions are turned into realities. A Lagos where women thrive. A Lagos where the youth shine.
The Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu during his address stressed the need for steadfastness in building the state economy despite the challenges.
Here is a pandemic that has disrupted life in every country of the world and has ushered in a truly unprecedented times. We must continue to maintain and nurture our audacious hope and the intention to always bounce back from adversity and build back better and bolder.
Over the last 2 decades, successive governments in Lagos State since the beginning of the Fourth Republic have hosted the summit to consistently redefine the dynamics of public-private sector collaborations for development.
Well, a summit like this is quite timely, especially at a time like this where the state as well as the nation is faced with economic challenges. Over now to political matters. This one is on the controversial APC registration validation exercise. In this report, leader of Ndigbo in All Progressives Congress Lagos, Joe Ibukwe, has charged members to take the ongoing registration and revalidation exercise seriously. I was there to bring the report.
Controversies have trailed the ongoing exercise of the APC registration and revalidation across the board. From its essence to fights at Kwara State, even to various postponements, reactions follow. However, Joe Ibukwe urges members not to be deterred, but explore the benefits derivable from the exercise.
You don't become member of APC by mouthing it. There are actions and deeds that you must follow. You have to register, you have to be a Kakari member, you have to go to meetings so that you know what is going on. We have to show our number in Lagos in the forthcoming local government elections. We want to show that we are part and parcel of the progress of Lagos and progress of Nigeria.
The deputy APES leader of the group, Jude Idumogo, buttresses Ibukwe's views while encouraging members on the necessity of the exercise.
We cannot be clamoring we are APC, we are APC. We say we need positions. We need understanding. We need them to recognize them when we cannot do the basic things. For me, this opportunity is the first basic thing when you talk about party leadership or even being relevant in a party is for the interest of all Igbos in Lagos State.
In another development, the Igbo leader shares the group's position on the Occupy Lekito Gate protest.
There's infractions in the land, but do not go to look for trouble. We are defeating some people on a daily basis. I don't want to call names. We are defeating them on a daily basis across Nigeria, and they are not happy. So they are looking for every way to foment trouble, and they will fail. We are not destroyers. And I remember I said our people should stay away. Don't take part in anything that will give us bad names in Lagos.
Some of the members complained of holding unlimited registration papers at their registration centers. However, the APES leader assures that it will be rectified.
Well, it is believed the APC's ongoing membership revalidation and registration exercise is intended to strengthen reposition party ahead of future election in Nigeria. On the other hand, the PDP Reconciliation Committee visited Lagos, where members lamented that the party's ESCOs are the cause of the problem within the party. Take a listen.
The Southwest Stakeholders Meeting has given room for party members to air their individual complaints about the party's progress.
The problem of Lagos State is ego, avariciousness, lack of interest in party development was self-interest. And lastly, unbridled aspiration. So if you are to reconcile anybody today, sir, it is the ESCO.
What reconciliation are we doing when the state chairman is not in our presence? What reconciliation are we doing that some other key stakeholders are not here with us? Today, there is no fund to run the party. Today, we have to look outside to sort out, because we eventually put ourselves in a situation whereby we cannot even manage the people that we put in power.
What is wrong with Lagos State? Part of it is from external forces. The moment you can be able to reconcile those 5 members, the Lagos State is on its full stand footing. There will be no problem in Lagos State anymore.
I would plead with the chairman of the committee and every other person in the committee to please tell Engineer Adedeji Duarte to take a step aside, because he is the instrument that they are using to disrupt Lagos State. These people are APC at night, PDP in the morning.
After listening to their grievances, the visiting chairman gave his address.
We will do all that is needful to ensure that every member is brought on board, and brought on board very peacefully. It is in the environment of peace and concord that we can all work together for the success of our party. We've heard you. We will put our writings together. The followership is ready. The leadership must show us the way.
The former governor promised that the committee will consult with the 5 leaders as requested by some members of the party.
Well, I do hope the reconciliation members achieve the purpose of which the group is set up for. And that's a wrap on today's edition of Plus Reports. But before we go, let's remind you to follow us on Plus TV Africa on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram, and do subscribe to our YouTube channel at Plus TV Africa. I'm Jacinta Obiugu. Thanks for watching.
It for upcoming artists to blow in Nigeria.
Welcome to Plus Trending. I am Bookie November, your host, saying thank you for joining us on today's episode.
Welcome back. It's tea time on Plus TV Africa.
Practice makes perfect. I'm not perfect yet, but I'm a lot better than I used to be.
He's a king. He's entitled to marry 100 if he wants to.
Thanks for joining us on Plus News Brief. I am Annetta Felix. The Kaduna State government has confirmed that some bandits killed a father and a son in Igabi local government area of the state. Commissioner for Internal Security and Home Affairs, Samuel Aruwan, said that security agencies had reported that armed bandits invaded Baka village in Igabi local government area on Saturday night. Aruwan also said the bandits operated in groups and abducted some persons, mostly women and children. According to him, troops mobilized to the location engaged the bandits and rescued about 13 captives from one of the bandits' groups. The commissioner said that Governor Nasir El-Rufai expressed grief over the attack and condoled the family of the slain, praying for the repose of their souls. Chief of Army Staff Major General Ibrahim Atarihuru has issued a 48-hour deadline for the troops of Operation Lafia Dole to recapture Mate from Boko Haram terrorists. The Army chief issued the directive over the weekend while addressing troops of the Nigerian Army Super Camp 9 at Dikwa. He also ordered them to clear other adjoining villages in Mate and Ngala local government areas in Borno State. Atahiru assured them that they would get the required support to carry out the task within 48 hours.
The essence of this visit is operational. The idea is to motivate you. In the last few days, we had attacks in your area of responsibility. It is now high time we get back and fight through and support our forces ahead of you. Areas around Marte, Chukungudu, Kerenua, up to Kita will go must be cleared in the next 48 hours. You'll be rest assured of all the support required in this very onerous task.
President Muhammadu Buhari says he regrets that Nigerians had shed enough blood over issues that could have been peacefully resolved. According to a statement by his senior special assistant on media and publicity, Garba Shehu, the president spoke while reacting to the violence in Gombe State arising from the Biliri chieftaincy tussle. The president said, quote, "I am seriously disturbed by the outbreak of violence in Gombe State and call on all parties involved in the exercise to exercise maximum restraint to avoid escalation," end of quote. Niger State government said it has secured the release of the abducted passengers of the state's Transport Authority, NSTA. The Chief Press Secretary to Governor Abubakar Sani Bello announced this in a statement on Sunday in Minna. At least 18 passengers on the NSTA bus were abducted by bandits in Kundu village near Zungiru in the Yakila district of Rafi local government area on the 14th of February. The passengers were said to be heading to Minna from Kutangura when the incident occurred. Governor Abubakar Sani Bello of Niger State has received the 53 abducted passengers of the state-owned Niger State Transport Authority. The governor received the released passengers at the Government House Minna on Sunday at about 11:35 p.m. The NSTA passengers were seized by armed bandits in Rijau on February 14. They were on their way to Minna but were intercepted at Kundu village on Minna to Guinea Road in the Rafi local government area of the state. The governor said the victims were released by their abductors after thorough negotiations and consultations between the government and the suspected bandits. And the Nigerian Air Force NAF 201 with 7 persons, including crew members on board, has crashed in Abuja. The aircraft, Boeing 350, departed Abuja on Sunday in the morning before it crashed, killing all the persons in it. According to the Twitter handle of the Minister of Aviation, Hadi Sirika, the aircraft reported engine failure at 10:39 a.m. and crash-landed on the final approach path of Abuja Runway 22. He also said fire services are already at the scene of the accident. An eyewitness, Alaba Lawal, who's a trader, recounts how the crash occurred.
He was struggling. He was coming from this side. I thought he just take off from airport. I think as he was coming, he just drove down. He tried to come up again. In fact, he's a merciful pilot. I saw it as he was going down. He struggled to go back to the airport. At the end of the day, just crashed down. I saw it when the plane exploded. In fact, it's very painful. Because when the plane just landed, bang, I just hear bang. Once I hear bang, when I hear bang, I just see the thing just explode with fire and smoke together. In fact, I cannot go there. It was later I went there. When I get there, I saw those dead bodies on the ground. In fact.
The Nigerian Air Force has released the names of officers who died in the Beechcraft King Air B350I plane crash. In a statement issued by the Air Force spokesman, Ibikunle Darmola, the officers are Flight Lieutenant Haruna Gazama, Flight Lieutenant Henry Pugh, co-pilot, Flying Officer Michael Okpara, Airborne Tactical Observation System Specialist, ATOS. Others include Warrant Officer Basi Atim, ATOS Specialist, Flight Sergeant Olasukomi Olawomi, ATOS Specialist, Sergeant Ugochukwu Oluka, ATOS Specialist, Aircraftsman Adewale Johnson, on-board technician. The jet en route Minna in Niger State crashed close to the runway of the Abuja airport after reporting engine failure. The NAV spokesman explained that Chief of the Air Staff, Air Vice Marshal Oladayo Amo, has ordered an immediate probe of the accident. Meanwhile, President Muhammadu Buhari has expressed sadness over the fatal crash of the Nigerian Air Force aircraft on Sunday in Abuja, which claimed the lives of 7 personnel. President Buhari extended heartfelt condolences to family members, friends and colleagues of those who died as a result of the tragedy. Several civil society groups have condemned the call for amnesty to bandits and kidnappers by several prominent Nigerians. They say the rising insecurity in the country is proof that President Muhammadu Buhari has failed in his responsibility to protect Nigerians. The group also wants a state of emergency to be declared over the current insecurity challenges, while calling on government at all levels to invest more in tackling insecurity.
Condemn in the strongest terms possible what has now become the government standard state policy of using taxpayers' money to pay terrorists, thereby funding and encouraging terrorism and criminality. President Buhari and his government have failed in their primary duty under Section 14(2)(b) of the 1999 Constitution, which is ensuring the security and welfare of the Nigerian people.
It is the collective responsibility of all of us to ensure that all of us are safe in this country. And we call on government, instead of siphoning or wasting the so-called security board, let the governors use that money to reimpose and support the safety and security of Nigerians.
The governors have the right. The state attorney generals have the right to prosecute anybody who is charged. And so where are the arrests? We've been talking about herdsmen or banditry, kidnappers and all. Where are those who have been arrested? And so a lot of the states that are having these issues of insecurity, that is so serious, that many people cannot go to their homes anymore. Is that not enough to declare a state of emergency?
We demand that there should be an end to impunity for abuse of power and sectionalism, particularly as it is manifested through his appointments. And we demand that there should be balancing the needs for competence with the need for the federal character principle. In this way, the president will demonstrate that every part of Nigeria matters, as sectional appointments appear to also fuel sectional violence and also drive the competing sectional narratives that is undermining security.
The Nasarawa State Police Command has paraded about 28 suspected kidnappers and armed robbers. Parading the suspects in Lafia, the Commissioner of Police said the force has identified strategic black spots across Nasarawa State. He also said the State Command will continue to work round the clock to ensure criminality is eradicated.
We are not going to allow any area of the state, be it at Aguamada, or Tunga, or Umuasha, or Kenyewu, or Bakono, or our boundary with FCT around Guruku area, or Gitata, or Andaha, or Nunku, we will not allow them any operational latitude.
Operatives of the Imo State Police Command have arrested a former governor of the state, Rochas Okorocha. The police also arrested Ijeoma Igbonusi, the Deputy Chief of Staff Domestics, and Lasbury Okafor Anyanwu, the Commissioner for Transportation in Okorocha's government. Okorocha was arrested on Sunday after unsealing Spring Palm Estate linked to his wife, Nkechi. The ex-governor, who now represents Imo West at the Senate, had gone to the estate with his supporters, policemen, soldiers, and personnel of National Security and Civil Defense Corps, and ordered the unsealing of the estate. Government officials had mobilized to the estate, leading to a free-for-all, as many were reportedly injured, while some cars were damaged. A spokesperson for the State Police Command, Orlando Ikoku, confirmed the arrest of Okorocha. The Commissioner for Information and Strategy, Declan Imulumba, also confirmed Okorocha's arrest and said he will be arraigned on Monday.
2001, you know that? I'm the one. I tell Fred. You know. No, you know now. You know. Yeah, 53. I'm 56. I'm 50. Whatever you're doing. I'm the one that can you. I can you away. I can you away. I tell Fred. You know. You know. Let's stop that nonsense. Who are you? Who are you? Don't you know you're only the man? In 2001, I go on. You pay for it.
And now to our COVID-19 update. The Nigerian Center for Disease Control, NCDC, has registered 521 new cases of coronavirus. This brings the total number of infections in the country to 152,074. The NCDC announced this on Sunday on its official Twitter handle. The country's daily COVID-19 infection rate has dropped below 1,000 for the 5th consecutive day. The Public Health Agency said it has tested 1,441,013 people since the index case was announced on February 27th last year. The Minister of Health, Dr. Osage Hanire, has said that Nigeria might get COVID-19 vaccines in the next 10 days. Dr. Hanire explained that the United States of America, the United Kingdom, Russia, and China that had succeeded in producing the vaccines were now giving licenses to other countries to reproduce them. He said countries that produced the vaccines had serious challenges with COVID-19 and decided to attend to their needs first, a situation the WHO described as vaccine nationalism. The African Center for Disease Control and Prevention, Africa CDC, says the number of confirmed COVID-19 cases on the continent has exceeded 3 million as of Sunday noon. According to the agency's dashboard, the death toll related to the pandemic stood at 100,993 as of Sunday. The agency also disclosed that a total of 3,372,490 people infected with COVID-19 have recovered across the African continent so far. The Africa CDC said the most affected African nations in terms of the number of positive cases include South Africa, Morocco, Tunisia, Egypt, and Ethiopia. South Africa has reported the highest COVID-19 inflicted deaths in Africa at 48,940. Australia's most populous state, New South Wales, began rolling out the COVID-19 vaccinations, and Special Health Accommodation Clinic Supervisor was the first person to receive on Monday morning. She received the Pfizer-BioNTech vaccine in Sydney. New South Wales aims to vaccinate 35,000 frontline workers over the next 3 weeks with the Pfizer-BioNTech vaccine. However, the vast majority of the population will be injected with the vaccine of AstraZeneca.
It gives me an assurance that I am actually protected in any instance. If anything happens, I know that I'm actually protected. So it gives me a great confidence that I can actually walk into those sites and do my duty as normal without any fear and go back to my family, making sure that I'm not going to be passing them anything.
500 again in total just at RPA and 1,200 across those 3 locations. And tomorrow and the following days that will be massively boosted. So you'll have more than 1,000 happening at RPA every day in the next 3 weeks. And obviously those other 2 hospitals will also increase their load. But we're starting with 500 here today, doubling it tomorrow and in the next few days until we complete 35,000 in the first 3 weeks at those first 3 locations. Though we do know that we still all have to be careful because when you have the vaccine, it reduces the likelihood of you getting it in a serious way, but you can still get it and you can still transmit it. But we know the vaccine works, it's effective, and I'm encouraging everybody to take it. And as soon as I'm able to, as soon as my turn is here with the AstraZeneca, I'll definitely be taking it. As you know, the first 3 weeks we'll be using the Pfizer vaccine, but most of us in New South Wales will be offered the AstraZeneca vaccine, and for that reason I'll be getting the AstraZeneca vaccine as soon as it's available.
In other parts of Africa, the Ebola vaccination in Guinea is being delayed as the plane carrying a batch of vaccine doses was unable to land. The Guinea branch of the World Health Organization, WHO, said this on Sunday via Twitter. The statement said the plane carrying the Ebola vaccines was unable to land in Conakry, Guinea's capital, due to fog. The plane was redirected to Senegal. The Ebola vaccination was due to start in Guinea on Monday, but it's now been rescheduled until Tuesday, February 23rd. According to the latest WHO data, there are 8 Ebola cases in Guinea and 1 death. And Libyan Interior Minister Fatih Bashaga said he escaped a well-planned assassination attempt on Sunday in which gunmen fired on his motorcade in the capital, Tripoli, though an armed force that said its members were involved in the disputed account. Bashaga said a vehicle started encroaching on his envoy and people inside the vehicle opened fire, leading to an exchange of fire in which one of his guards and one of the attackers were killed. His guards pursued the vehicle and it overturned, adding that they arrested 2 people, one of whom was wanted by police. The stabilization support apparatus and armed force set up by outgoing Prime Minister Fayez al-Sarraj this year said in a statement posted online that Bashaga's guards had opened fire on one of his vehicles as it passed his convoy. Ugandan President Yoweri Museveni has met with visiting senior Chinese diplomat Yang Jiechi on Sunday, where they discussed issues aimed at promoting bilateral relations between the 2 countries. Yang, a member of the political bureau in the Communist Party of China Central Committee and director of the Office of the Foreign Affairs Commission of the CPC Central Committee, conveyed Chinese President Xi Jinping's cordial greetings to Museveni and congratulated him on being re-elected. Yang said that with the personal care and promotion of the 2 heads of state, China-Uganda relations have developed smoothly. According to the Chinese diplomat, China supports Uganda in pursuing a development path that is suited to its national conditions and stands ready to work with Uganda to further deepen political mutual trust and enhance the complementarity of development strategies. Outside Africa, 6 members of Mexico's military have died in an accident that involved a Mexican Air Force plane in the southeastern state of Veracruz on Sunday morning. Mexico's defense ministry said the accident occurred as the Learjet 45 aircraft was taken off around 9:45 a.m. from an airport in the municipality of Emiliano Zapata. It's not clear how many were aboard the plane, and the 6 victims have not been identified. The military has said it will conduct an investigation. Dozens of Boeing 777 aircraft have been grounded in the United States and Japan after an engine failure. The U.S. Federal Aviation Administration has now ordered inspections of the Boeing 777 planes. The incident resulted in an emergency landing of a United Airlines flight that was carrying 231 passengers. No injuries were reported. Debris from the jet was found scattered over a nearby residential area after it returned to Denver Airport. Residents in the Myanmar capital city on Monday joined the nationwide strike, both on foot and on bikes. They marched through the downtown area despite a threat from authorities that confrontation could cost lives. 3 weeks after seizing power, residents continued to organize daily protests, calling for the reversal of the February 1st coup and the release of elected leader Aung San Suu Kyi. Senior Chinese diplomat Wang Yi has called on the administration of United States President Joe Biden to work with Beijing to reopen dialogue between the two countries. He aims to restore a bilateral relationship that was damaged under the presidency of Donald Trump. Wang said the Trump administration tried to suppress and contain China by imposing tariffs. He called on Washington to remove the tariffs on Chinese goods and abandon what he said was an irrational suppression of the Chinese tech sector. Wang said, quote, "We're always prepared to start an open and public dialogue with the U.S. that is aimed at solving problems," end of quote. And in business, the federal government will meet with state governors and the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, NNPC, on Thursday to find a solution to the issue of right pricing for premium motor spirits in the country. The Minister of Labour and Employment, Senator Chris Ngige, said this while speaking with newsmen at the end of a meeting between the federal government and organized labor on Monday in Abuja. The meeting is a continuation of a series of meetings held in 2020 in a bid to persuade labor unions from embarking on industrial action over the increase in the price of petrol and electricity. Ngige said that the meeting with organized labor was peaceful and productive. The Debt Management Office, DMO, says Nigeria has more than $5.83 billion foreign loans that have been approved but not yet disbursed. The DMO on its portal on Sunday listed a number of foreign loans that were disbursed as of December 31st, 2020. The disbursement of the loans will take the country's total foreign debt commitment to more than $37.8 billion. The country's external debts as of September 30th, 2020 stood at $31.99 billion. A table provided by the DMO titled "External Loans Signed but Yet Disbursed" as at December 31st, 2020 shows that a larger percentage of the loans will come from the International Development Association, a member of the World Bank Group. President Muhammadu Buhari has assented to the reduction of import duty on passenger transport vehicles by 30%. This also includes zero or free import duty on aviation engines and spare parts. The directive, according to the circular from the Nigerian Customs Service, seeks immediate compliance. It said the reduction followed the decision to prune applicable levies and duties on vehicles in order to mitigate the rising transport cost and boost the mass transit industry. Up next is our roundup on entertainment and sports news. Do stay with us.
This medal has been directed to empower 1,000 persons with disabilities in each state in the next 12 months.
We now start hearing the shoot of gun.
Whatever I've done.
Every public policy has winners and losers, and some will not be very happy with you, while others, usually the silent majority, will be quite happy.
Praise God, from whom all blessings flow. Welcome to your favorite program, The Moment of Truth, brought to you by the Citadel Global Community Church. Our God is a God of salvation, far above all principality and power and might and dominion, that regardless of what happens in this season, you will escape. Say to your neighbor, there is no peace for the wicked. The special anti-robbery squad who are now killing innocent citizens instead of dealing with robbers. Your axe will catch up with you. Finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might.
Moment of Truth with Pastor Tunde Bakare, Sundays, 7 p.m. on Plus TV Africa.
And in entertainment, the 14th edition of the prestigious The Headies Award has come and gone, but it will be remembered for a long while as it's the first time it went virtual due to the COVID-19 pandemic. According to the organizer of the award ceremony, Ayo Animation, it was a difficult yet interesting time producing the show virtually. The nominees for the awards were announced in December 2020, with Fireboy DML leading with 9 nominations, while Burna Boy, Davido, Wizkid and World followed with 6 nominations each. This edition witnessed fast-rising singers like Fireboy DML, Bad Boy Teams and Omale receive their first plaque. The event was hosted by Funny Man Bovey and Nancy Sime. Producer of the year was Feels, Billionaire by Tenny. Female Niniola Addicted won Best Vocal Performance. Nobody by DJ Neptune featuring Joe Boy won the award for Best Pop Single. And next rated Omale Viewers' Choice Award, Wizkid. And in sports, Abia State Governor Okezie Ikpeazu has congratulated the players and management of Eimba International Football Club of Aba on their qualification for the group stages of the 2020 to 2021 CAF Confederations Cup. Eimba FC secured the qualification on Sunday when they defeated Rivers United Football Club of Port Harcourt at Adoki Stadium in Port Harcourt after a penalty shootout. Reacting to this, Governor Ikpeazu urged the team to prepare even harder for the group stages of the highly competitive Continental Tournament. He charged them to go all out and bring the CAF Confederations Cup home to Aba. That's news at this hour. Do follow us on all social media platforms at Plus TV Africa for more updates. I am Annetta Felix. Bye for now.
Hello and welcome to What Are You Saying? #Ways, where we talk about topics in the news as it affects us all. I am Usayuame Saleh, and today I'm alone in the studio. Don't worry, next week I'm going to run away. But I have Akanimo joining me via Zoom. AK, how are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you, Uwa. You're looking very beautiful. Love the hair.
Oh, thank you. Fab's signature. You know, she got me. How are you doing, AK? How was work today?
I'm fine. Oh, work today. Sometimes I don't even know when it's Friday because work has been going on the steady. You know, we're still in the early hours of the year. By that, I mean the second month. So we're still trying to set the tone for how the year would be. And that's usually a very busy time. But my week was colored by the artificial fuel scarcity. I wanted to make me panic because I hadn't prepared. But I'm glad that it didn't last beyond the day and it fizzled out. So everyone is calm now because it wasn't funny at all.
It wasn't. Oh. In fact, if you see the joy, Uti was asking me in the group that how much. I didn't even bother to check the pump price. I was just happy to fill my tank.
Same here. You know, previously we'll be aware and we'll try to fill your tank, but my tank was not ready for that scarcity.
Oh wow! So how are you though? How is I think yesterday you were a bit flustered, but you're better now.
Yes, I told you earlier, it's really a busy time for me at work, but I still like it because somehow, you know, when you're doing something that you love, even when it is, you know, kind of stressful, you try to find some joy and gain thing that maybe in your own little way you're trying to change the world. You know, makes me sleep well at night.
Yeah, but AK, it's interesting. I thought you guys would normally do this plan and set the tone as at November last year. For most companies, they set the tone. So what happened? Was it COVID that affected or something?
No, the tone had been set, but really you would, at the early stage of implementation, especially if you're trying out like new strategies or you want to nurse it until it can run. So that's already, we've set out what we want to do, but it's just nursing those implementation process to see that they run, especially with new initiatives. So it will really take, you know, time. Yeah.
Okay, I get you.
Get them started.
I get you. All right, so today we have an interesting conversation, you know, because we were learning every day. Everybody wants to do, they want to be earning dollars. And it seems that is the new way forward. So everybody wants to earn dollars. So we thought to bring someone that could, you know, we could just chat with to learn about Forex trading tonight, the griefs and the gains of Forex trading. But here's what we found as today's quote. In trading, you can't stop loss from happening, but you can avoid big loss by using stop loss in your trade. So I don't know who this Olawale Daniel is, but I don't know what stop loss means because I'm not a trader. I've never done it before. But Elijah Felix is here to explain some of these things. But first, we'll take a break for what's in the news.
It is engagement we need to have.
Those who suffer miscarriages are never taken into account.
Members of the National Assembly are also influence peddlers.
You are sitting on Nigerians' money.
From the Babin, I pay my rent. From the Babin, I send my children to school.
A consultative engagement.
No any tangible notification before they ban us.
It's one thing for people to be at your back and the heat of the moment, and another thing for them to still be with you when push comes to shove.
I will do everything to take Lagos out of the national grid.
Politics has helped shape the decision of the polity, from conspiracy theories to good old-fashioned comic politics.
These are the results of tomorrow's election. You have it already, have you?
I am not hungry. If I need appointment, all I need to do is to start praising government.
Plus, politics will fill the polls of the country, from friends to frenemies, even strange bedfellows, to clones and stooges. We go beyond the rhetorics and the drama to analyze the story behind the story.
Let anybody come and say. The moment we stop having charlatans occupy political offices, we will curtail hate speech.
Plus Politics, not just another political show. It's about putting you, the citizens, in the know.
Thanks for staying with us. So, AK, I'm going to come to you. What did you find for us in the news today?
Okay, so what I found in the news very troubling. I'm troubled, and at the same time I'm upset. In fact, I really can't put a finger on my emotions. So it's from the Tribune, and it says that we can't stop Boko Haram in 20 years, Buratai. Now, we're all aware, for those of us that know, that this was the immediate, or this is the immediate past chief of army staff, Taku Yusuf Buratai. Now, he has been nominated to be a non-career ambassador. And when the Senate was interviewing him, and he made this very troubling, to me, it's really troubling. Because how can you even predict that? And remember, around this time 2 years ago, it was the same man that opened his mouth to tell us that Boko Haram was defeated in 2016. And that what they were doing, we were just mopping up the little activities that were happening in Sabbath. And then you come, the same you now, because you have just changed job roles. You're coming to tell us that in the next 20 years. It's annoying, and it's very upsetting to me, and it's also troubling. How can you predict this? And you're citing things like poor infrastructure, lack of Western education in the northern areas, so people are really indoctrinated by this idea. Are these new problems, Suwa? Are these new problems? Did they just emerge after you left office? So for me, it's really upsetting. I'd rather he didn't make that statement, or what really, I can't find it, but I feel really upset reading this news. You just come and all of a sudden, because you're not there again, all these things just become new to you. Why didn't you say it when you were there? What's the hope you're giving us?
He couldn't have said the same thing. But I think I want to agree with him based on the structure on ground, right? You know that where we are right now in our educational system is retrogressive, right? We're not improving. And where we are with structural, like what he mentioned, he said something about education, right? That one so it's retrogressive. We are having a lot more people that are not even going to school at all, unlike before where the numbers were limited. So what do you expect from a large population of uneducated people? Of course, banditry would increase. But my only worry is when you were in the position of authority, what were you able to do? And I mean, all these things, you should have said it whilst you were in the position to be able to change things.
So that's my problem.
Yes.
That is my problem. My problem is not the fact of the realities that stare us in the face. My problem is that these problems are not new. These things that you're mentioning are not new. It was easy for you to coast and be promising us and saying the thing to me. You tell us you have killed Boko Haram, you have tarnished Boko Haram. All of a sudden, you're no longer there. The problems are now revealed to you. And you're now giving us a timeline.
But you see, we keep saying that if a crime lingers for too long, there are real big stakeholders that are making sure that that crime continues. And this Boko Haram is one of those crimes that I think that if they do proper investigation, you will find that military officials, government officials, all of them, they have their hands involved.
Well, and who is going to do that investigation? If the person that was in charge of doing that investigation and told us what he told us is now changing and telling us another thing. Well, please, let's take your news.
And again, it's so sad that they are even thinking about nominating him for this ambassadorial, what's it called? Position, you know, because
you see what I'm saying, that I have mixed emotions. It's sad for me, it's upsetting, as in I really can't place, you know, how I feel about this news and I feel about what he's saying and when he's saying it.
Yeah. All right, so yesterday I think it was yesterday I took the story that the governor of Niger State had said that he was not going to negotiate with terrorists. right, that he was not going to negotiate with bandits, because if you pay ransom to bandits, what you're further doing is giving them money to be able to buy munitions, right? And I said, oh, wow, that's a fantastic idea. So it means that, okay, they're going to find a different strategy to be able to recover or get back the people that were abducted. But, you know, today, to my shock, the Kagara abduction, it says negotiation at final stage, says the Niger governor. So if you read the story, the Abubakar Bello, governor of Niger State, says that the government is at the final stage of negotiating the release of the persons abducted at Kagara. And he was saying that at the moment, there is no, let me pick the part where he said that people in collaboration with the bandits, let me see here. He said arrangements and consultations are ongoing between the government of Niger and the bandits for the purpose of releasing the abducted persons. So at the moment, there are no additional information apart from the one we have at hand. Our priority is to make sure that we bring back the students safe. Things are speculated or rumored, but we cannot work with these at situations like this, he said. So the governor urged the parents and the families of the victim to be hopeful that everything possible was being done to be able to bring back the abducted people. So I'm just wondering what kind of negotiation will be ongoing with the bandits. If you had already told us yesterday that, you know, paying ransom, because what would the bandits be asking for? What would the bandits be asking for if it is not ransom money? I don't understand what kind of negotiation he's talking about, that they're consulting both the bandits and the government. So I don't know. Because it just, for me, when I just saw this, I just got a bit, you know, I thought yesterday you just said you were not going to pay ransom because you're further giving them, I mean, you're giving them money to be able to buy more ammunition. So I think this crime, the situation of insecurity and crime in Nigeria, right, is something that our leaders need to be honest with themselves and truly true, because if they really want to fish these people out. See, I used to say this thing in Nigeria, don't think that you are above the radar of the police or whatever. If they really mean you and they want to sniff you out, they will bring you out. So I don't understand how all these years have gone by and we are not able to pin, you know, nip this insecurity in the bud. Instead, it's escalating. And that is why somebody like a Buratai will say that it will take, 20 years I will not be able to fight Boko Haram, because he understands the more you let it to linger, it is not going to be, so it will keep expanding, right? It will keep getting bigger. So it will get to the point that even you yourself, you will not be able to contain it. So it is only natural for you to say that 20 years time, we will not be able to fight it, you know? Because it doesn't stay in one place. It keeps growing. It will not remain small.
So see, if it was another man that was talking about this, so maybe Minister of Information or something else, I would even say, okay, fine. You're talking about the person that was put in charge of stemming this menace. So we're not just talking about an ordinary person. We're talking about the person that was in the epicenter.
Yeah.
So all these things that you are telling us, why didn't you tell us then? Why didn't you tell us then? Let us all tighten our belts and say, okay, this is how long it's going to take. You were so hopeful. Every time you came out and you had the opportunity, to talk to the press, it was full of hope. You were telling us how you had, in fact, tarnished their memory. Okay, you're just going to mop up. You're going to just make everything all right. So that's my concern.
That's
okay,
really sad.
How come? Because you're now on the other side of the fence.
It's so easy for you to say.
For you to see everything that is wrong.
Yeah.
You get. As for,
is that not all we all do?
It's really heartbreaking. Just for us to talk about these things and how they keep going, and you now balance all the conspiracy theories that we have been hearing. Okay, and you're trying to make sense of everything. It's just mind-boggling. It's really upsetting.
Absolutely.
Really distressing.
It's really sad, and I just hope that, I just hope and pray that we're able to overcome this. But it takes willpower. The government must be ready to really fight this thing for it to work. All right, so that's all we can take on what's in the news. When we come back from the break, we'll be discussing the grief and the gains of Forex trading. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Nigerians go to London, they behave well. They go to America, they behave well. They come to Nigeria, they run red light, they bribe, they cheat, they do all sort of things in their own country.
In a state of lawlessness, it is illegal to law abiding.
The 5 excellencies were waiting.
They were waiting.
Does it mean that he's bigger than 5 of them?
Exactly the point.
Nigeria will not be better if our leaders only want it good. It is the followers that will insist that it should be better.
You hear people saying, give amnesty to bandits. And then a man who defends himself because a bandit or